Hey, welcome everyone to Movement Yoga Thursday. Let me dim the light a little bit here. One. And we got two. All right, so we do this every week or so. Maybe next week will be a little different. We have to figure it out. But anything you'd like to see, please put it in the comment section. And let's get going. Are you ready to go, Kathy? You look wonderful. All right, come on up. We already have a visitor. Let's see. Welcome, Rebecca.
Good morning.
All right. How are you doing this morning, Kathy?
Doing great.
Excellent. Anything you want to work on? Posture. All right. Posture is a good thing to work on. All right. So let's get going. Let's bring hands on hips. Let's march it from side to side. Give it a little kick. Waking up our legs, starting to get our blood flowing. And then staying grounded through the feet as we rock it from side to side. And then finding your center. Now rocking it front to back as we lift heels and lift toes. Notice how your low belly engages to keep your balance. And then staying grounded through the heels, grounded through the toes as we rock it front to back. And then finding your center. An exercise in perception as we circle the circumference of our feet. And then taking those circles the other way. And then finding your center. At this point, choosing whether to keep your feet just as they are or challenging your balance as you narrow your stance. You can do this at home. From our feet, finding our legs. From our legs, finding our spine. Relax shoulders long through all sides of the neck as the crown of the head reaches for the sky. I'll invite you to bring your hands to your heart, a light press of your thumb against your sternum as you line up each finger. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, a soft tuck of the chin. Starting to bring our attention inwards, watching as our breath flows in. And watching as our breath flows out. Arriving here on our yoga mats, ready for a morning yoga practice. If you're here on the West Coast, 12 p.m. East Coast, 5 p.m. Bristol, 6 p.m. Paris. Just watching as our breath flows in and out. From a place of just watching your breath, I'll invite you to shape your breath as you find a long, slow breath in, followed by an equally long, slow breath out. As you breathe in, I'll invite you to expand that breath as you bring the air to the top of your chest, the base of your belly, filling up each side waist, filling up both front and back planes of your body. As you breathe out, I'll invite you to engage your core as you draw the low belly in and up, concurrently lifting the kidneys in and up, squeezing a little more air out, most importantly providing structural support for your low back with that core engagement on the exhalation as we breathe. Do this deeper, fuller breath, finding the Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath, slightly constricting the base of your throat, adding a slight sound and feel to your breath. And as we flow through our practice this morning, letting the sound and feel of your breath be a focus for your practice, the sound of which often compared to the sounds of the ocean as the waves wash in and out. Now finding the tongue loop, tip of the tongue to the hard palate just behind the teeth. Keeping that tongue to hard palate connection throughout the practice. Keeping our jaws relaxed and connecting front and back planes of our bodies. And finally, with your lips closed, adding a slight smile to your face. A Mona Lisa smile opening up the front of your throat so your breath has lots of room to circulate, refresh, and revitalize. Lifting the chin tall through the crown. If you closed your eyes, opening your eyes. I'll invite you to roll your hands over as we bring our hands by our side. Moving towards Sun Cell A, we'll take it in pieces. Arms and shoulders. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, hands back down. 2 more times like this. Breathing arms up. Exhaling arms down. Inhaling arms up. Exhaling arms down. Adding a forward fold, half sun salutation. Whatever you want to do, yeah. Inhaling arms up. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Take a breath to arc the back. Now arching the spine as you fold again. Strong tuck of the chin. Inhaling, finding a neutral spine, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. 2 more times like this. Inhaling, arms up. On the exhale, leading with the heart as you fold. Take a breath to arc the back. On the exhale, arching the spine as we fold again. Again, I'll suggest a strong tuck of the chin as you stretch out your back. Inhaling, finding your neutral spine. Lots of core engagement. Arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. Let's do one more half sun step. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Take a breath to create length. Keeping that length as we fold again. Inhaling, finding your neutral spine, back of the head in line with the sacrum, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. Now I will ask you to go sideways as we work sun salutation A. All right. Looks good. Arms out to the side and then overhead. On the exhale, leading with the heart as we fold. Take a breath to arc the back. And then arching the spine as you ground on down and finding your down dog. I will not cue vinyasa. As we hold this first down dog of this practice, I'll invite you to walk your dog as you bend one leg deeply and then the other, grounding down through the opposite heel, and freely moving back and forth between the sides, just seeing how everything feels this morning, what feels tight, what feels right, what feels somewhere in between. From a place of movement, I'll invite you to move back towards relative stillness. Long arms, long legs, long spine, deep, full breath. Despite the lack of overt movement, you're still breathing, your heart's still beating, your mind's still moving. And by focusing on your breath as it flows in and out, finding a little more space between each breath, each beat of the heart, each stomach. Long, smooth breath in. So we're in a place of relative stillness now, just so you realize that, okay? Long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending the knees ever so slightly as you lift the tailbone a little bit higher, finding a little more space in the low back. And then looking between the hands as you mindfully make your way to the front of your mat. Take a breath to find length, arcing the back. Exhaling, arching the spine as we fold. Inhaling, finding your neutral spine, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. Second one, much like the first. This time I will cue vinyasa. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. On the exhale, finding a forward fold. Take a breath to create length as we arc. On the exhale, arching the spine as we fold again and grounding on down. Elbows stay soft as you find a push-up. You can use the knees or not. Inhaling into a back bend, be a cobra or up dog. And then back over the toes. You could also use the knees as you find your down dog. And holding for 3 to 5 long, slow breaths. As we hold down dog, either keeping relative stillness or maybe adding a little movement, either seeing what comes up in relative stillness or stirring it up with some movement. So really just let it be up to you. You just want to distinguish between the two states. If you chose movement, back to a place of relative stillness. Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending the knees ever so slightly as you lift the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands. And either stepping or maybe jumping to the front of your mat. Take a breath to create length when you arrive. Exhaling, folding again. On the inhale, arms out to the side, and then overhead. Exhaling, standing tall. Let's do one more sun salé. We'll throw a plank into the mix. Inhaling up. You can always ask me to open the window. Exhaling over. Take a breath to create length. On the exhale, folding again and cycling through vinyasa as you find your push-up. Inhaling into your back bend and then exhaling back to down dog. Free to hold down dog or any other shape at home. For the purposes of this class, I'll ask Kathy to come forward to plank pose and holding the plank for 3 or 4 long slow breaths. Feeling that connection between head, hips, and heels. Connecting with a line of strength running through the center of herself. Crown of the head all the way back through those heels. Long, smooth breaths in. Equally long, smooth breaths out. Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, navel to spine as she lifts the hips high. Back to down dog for another couple of breaths. Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending the knees ever so slightly as you lift the tailbone just a little bit higher, and either stepping or jumping to the front of your mat. Take a breath to create length when you arrive. Keeping that length as you fold again. On the inhale, hands out to the side and then overhead. Urdhva Hastasana, hands overhead pose. Exhaling, hands by your side, standing tall. Part of our yoga is good posture. With me here, Kathy, I'll ask you to touch the ears, touch the shoulders, touch the hips, and touch the heels. One more time. Ears over shoulders, ears and shoulders over hips, ears, shoulders, hips over heels as we stand tall. Let's take an ancillary breath, a big breath into the lungs as the arms move out to the side, the fingers widen. On the exhale, hands back by our side. Sun salutation B, flow style. Inhaling into a chair, knees over toes, hands overhead. Exhaling, taking it lower, finding more strength in your legs. On the inhale, rising on up, open heart, open throat, a back bend at the top. On the exhale, a big swan dive over. Take a breath to create length as you arc the back. On the exhale, arching the spine as you ground on down, and either stretching straight back to down dog or cycling through vinyasa, yogi's choice. From down dog, flow style, feet together, right leg high for the 3-legged dog. High on the left toes as we stretch out Achilles tendon and calf. And then looking between the hands, pitching that leg even higher. And then sweeping that right foot through, landing it lightly as we spin the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead warrior one. And then riding the exhale back to low lunge as you spin that back heel up. And from low lunge, back to down dog as you will, either cycling through vinyasa or stretching straight back, yogi's choice. Second side, feet together, left leg high, high on the right toes, stretching out Achilles tendon and calf, and then looking between the hands, pitching that leg even higher, and then sweeping that left foot through, spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead. And then on the exhale, back to low lunge, and from low lunge, back to down dog, as you will. Welcome, Peter. As we hold down dog, I'll invite Kathy to bring her attention to the base of her throat. From that place, listening and feeling as her Ujjayi breath flows in and out. Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending the knees ever so slightly as she lifts the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands, and either stepping or jumping at front. Take a breath to create length. Exhaling, folding again. On the inhale, stay low, knees over toes, hands over head, chair pose. Exhaling, taking it lower. On the inhale, rising on up, open heart, open throat. On the exhale, neutral spine, hands by our side. Let's do one more sun style beat. We'll throw a dragon dog into the mix. Inhaling into our chair. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up. On the exhale, a big swan dive over. Take a breath to create length, arcing the back. Exhaling, arching the spine as you fold. And grounding on down and making your way back to down dog as you will. Flow style, feet together, right leg high for the three-legged dog. High in the left toes as you stretch out Achilles tendon and calf. Now finding a dragon dog, knee to nose to knee, shoulders over wrists. And inhale it up, back leg long, 2 more times. Exhale it forward. Inhale it up. This third one will hold the knee front for the inhale. And then lots of core engagement, stepping that foot front, spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead warrior one. And then riding the exhale back to low lunge, and from low lunge, back to down dog, as you will. Second side. Feet together, left leg high. High in the right toes as we stretch out Achilles tendon and calf. And then finding your dragon dog as we bring knee to nose to knee, shoulders over wrists. And inhale it up, back leg long. 2 more times. Exhale it forward. Inhale it up. This third one will hold the knee front. And then squeezing navel to spine as we step the foot front on the exhale. Spinning that back heel down, finding your warrior one. And then exhaling back to low lunge. And from low lunge, back to down dog, as you will. As we hold down dog, coming back to an even breath. Long, smooth breaths in. Equally long, smooth breaths out. Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath. Navel to spine as you lift the hips high. And either stepping or jumping at front. Take a breath to create length. Keeping that length as we fold. On the inhale, knees over toes, finding your neutral spine in chair. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up. On the exhale, neutral spine. I'll ask you to face camera, Kathy. Of course, feeling free to grab your water. Always taking care of yourself. The first rule of yoga. Ahimsa, do no harm. Of course. Hands find the heart. Coming back to that place of watching. As our breath flows in and out. A soft tuck of the chin. Lifting the chin tall through the crown. I'll invite you to roll your hands over as we bring our hands by our side. So I'm going to cue left and right. I know Facebook mixes it up. Just make sure you do both sides. Hands find the hips as we either step or jump our feet hip width apart. Letting an inhale grow the shoulders up, around, back, and down. Open heart, open throat. Hinging at the hips, leading with the heart as we fold. Bending the knees enough so peace sign fingers catch the big toes. Take a breath to arc the back. And then arching the spine as we fold and hold. As we hold fingers to big toe pose, I'll invite you to rock your body weight front to back, back to front, waking up the back of your legs. And then connecting with your center of balance, 3 fingers below the navel. As you let a little more weight, say 60%, collect in the toes. Staying grounded in the heels, lifting the hips higher and folding a little deeper. Turning fingers to big toe pose, to hands under feet pose. Take our breath to arc the back. And now bending the knees enough to bring the palms under the soles of the feet. Toes find the creases of the wrists as we step on our hands, stretching out wrists and forearms. As we hold this shape, rocking your body weight front to back, back to front, waking up those hamstrings, back of knee, calves, Achilles tendon, and then connecting with your center of balance, letting a little more weight collect in the toes, keeping grounded through the heels, lifting the hips higher, and folding a little deeper. Now exploring the diagonals of the back as we bring left hand off to the left, right hand under left foot, and stepping on right hand as you stretch out right shoulder and hip. Now bending right leg any amount as we step on the hand harder. Straightening right leg, bending left leg as we step on the floor harder. Two straight legs. Right hand off to the right, left hand under right foot, and stepping on left hand as we stretch out left shoulder and hip. Now bending left leg any amount as we step on the hand harder. Straightening left leg, bending right leg as we step on the floor harder. Two straight legs, two hands find the floor. Inhaling and setting neutral spine as we bring hands to hips. And then keeping neutral spine, back of the head in line with the sacrum. After your next exhale, inhaling up. And then either stepping or jumping our feet together. Sun Salutation C, an extended standing pose sequence. I'll ask you to go sideways, Kathy. Inhaling into your chair, knees over toes, hands over head. Exhaling, taking it lower. Inhaling, rising on up. On the exhale, a big swan dive over. Take a breath to create length as we arc. And then arching the spine, strong tug of the chin. And then grounding down through the hands and making your way back to down dog as you will. Welcome, Amy. So let's add a twist to our dragon dog. Feet together, right leg high, high on the left toes, stretching out Achilles tendon and calf. On an exhale, bringing right knee to right elbow, maybe give it a tap, maybe not. And then back up. Now bringing right to left, maybe tap it, maybe not. And then back up. Now bringing that knee center in, holding for the inhale. And then stepping that foot as far front as you can, spinning the back foot down, arms out to the side, and then overhead, Warrior One. In Warrior One, I'll invite you to bring hands back to the hips, either keeping your stance just as it is, or adjusting your stance. You look a little long, Kathy. Does it feel long?
A little bit.
A little bit? You want to shorten it? So you feel a little...
Remind me the direction I'm supposed to go if I shorten.
You want to always move the back foot. You want to keep the front knee over the heel and in line with the toes.
Thank you.
So you would step the back foot in. So you want to be in a place where you're getting some stretch, but not so much stretch that you're anxious to come out of the shape. With our hands and our hips, we can steer our hips front. Most of us would lengthen the stance, by the way. Kathy tends to go long straight off the bat. With our hands and our hips, we can steer our hips front. Thumbs find the shoulders, steering the heart front. Now warming up our upper back as we circle one shoulder front and then the other. And taking those circles the other way. And then back to center, letting those shoulders relax onto our ribs. Finding a clasp of the fingers behind the back of the head, pressing the head hard into the hands. Open heart, open throat, elbows wide to the side. Keeping that width, stretching hands high. From here, pulling silk thread, straightening the front leg without locking the knee as we gather up the flow. On the exhale, cactus arms as we offer it out. 8 times, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Last 2 here. Breathing in, breathing out. Last one, breathing in, breathing out and holding warrior one. Legs with cactus arms. The elbows move back, the hands come with. That's right, rippling those fingers as we keep our hands centered. Gotta keep moving. All right, let's move towards a balance challenge. Hands find the hips as we move towards our flamingo, spinning the back heel up for a big step in. Now floating that. Okay, so I'm going to adjust camera. Thank you for the reminder. Awesome. Beautiful. As we work the flamingo, I'll invite you to take your right hand, ear over shoulder, ear and shoulder over hip, ear, shoulder, hip over heel as we stand tall. Turning our flamingo into a warrior three, flexing that lifted foot. Starting to pitch the body forward as you lengthen through that leg. Either keeping hands on hips or hands find the heart. Hands either stay at heart or we can sweep the hands out to the side and then in front and then lifting the face as if you're looking through a large glass ball. I'll invite you to set an intention for your practice as you look through that ball. Hands in front, come back to the hip. We can come back to our flamingo. If you have to tap down, no big deal. Otherwise, not tapping down, challenging your balance, point to the toe, that's it. From here, taking a little bow to the knee as we gather energy in our belly center and lengthening through that leg without dropping the thigh. So I'm going to go long through the leg here.
Oh yeah, thank you.
There you go. You want to take the bow towards that front leg. You want to lean back. It's belly not back. Could you lift that leg a little higher?
This is the hardest pose everyone.
It's a good one though. From here, I'll invite you to flex that foot and sweep it on through as we come back to warrior one with our hands on our hips. Turning warrior one hips into warrior two hips as we steer the hips sideways, we could kick that back foot in for a narrower stance. And then finding one long arm, looking out past those front fingers with a steady yet relaxed gaze. I'll invite you to reaffirm that intention. From here, painting rainbows, straightening the front leg without locking the knee. Inhaling. Exhaling, warrior two. 8 times. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Could you let it flow a little bit more?
It's interesting. I
Exhale.
feel like it's flowing.
Breathe, and you are flowing. And exhale.
Even if it looks herky-jerky.
Breathing in. It doesn't look herky-jerky at all. It looks beautiful. We got 2 more to go. Breathing in. And breathing out. Last one. Breathing in and holding. Reaching up higher. Reaching down further. Finding more space between each rib with every breath. And spreading those fingers wide. Finding more space in your hands. Could you spread those fingers wider? From the reverse warrior back to warrior two. Finding the the rainbow warrior. A clasp of the fingers behind the back. Shoulder blades back and down initially onto the ribs. And then leading with the heart, keeping that back bend as long as you can as you take a deep dive inside the front leg. And then letting the pose soften. Relaxed neck, heavy head. Letting those shoulders slide off the ribs and down towards the floor for our rainbow warrior. As we hold the rainbow warrior, welcome Fanula. I'll invite you to add a little swing, a little sway. Invite any tension in your neck and shoulders to drain down into the earth. In our rainbow warrior, I'll suggest a strong tuck of the chin as you bring it on up, stretching out the back of your neck. Now lifting the chin tall through the crown, back to warrior two. One long arm, looking out past those front fingers with that steady yet relaxed gaze. Finding our triangle, thumb and forefinger finds crease of hip and base of rib. We're going to deepen that crease and lengthen those ribs. Grounding bottom hand down, either thumb in line with shin bone. Some of you all may catch the big toe. Some of you all will work either inside or outside of the foot. Another great option is to take a brick or two, bringing it outside the calf.
Thank you.
If you choose the bricks, feeling a physical connection between the brick and the calf. Once we have our foundation, we can use that left hand to rotate our ribs. Opening up shoulders, stretching hand high to the sky. Choosing either to look down, off to the side, or up to the sky. As we hold the triangle with every breath in, we draw air into our lungs as the diaphragm stretches down towards the navel, gathering energy in that navel center. With every breath out, as the air moves out of our lungs, the diaphragm relaxes and domes up to the heart. On that impetus, finding more space in the shape from the inside out, connecting with the pulsation of your breath. Moving towards the triangle on one foot, the half moon. Top hand finds the hips, softening the front knee for a big step in. Setting your base, right hand off to the right, with or without a grip. Let me adjust the camera again. Actually, we never adjusted, so we're looking good here. It's all good. Pouring weight into hand and foot as the back foot gets light. That back foot is flexed. Using that top hand to rotate our ribs, opening up shoulders, stretching hands high for the half moon. I'll adjust just a tad. Such a beautiful half moon. Either keeping a long back leg or perhaps choosing to bend the leg to catch the foot. And then once you have the foot, kicking the foot into the hand to deepen back heart, turning it into even more of a back bend. Whatever sensations you're feeling, breathing into those sensations, massaging our body from the inside out. If you caught the back foot, finding a long back leg. All hands find all hips as we soften that front knee for a big step back. Once 2 feet are down, shifting the weight into the feet, back to our warrior 2. From warrior 2, I'll suggest a big windmill of the arms as we stretch out our shoulders for low lunge. And from low lunge, back to down dog, as you will. Take your time, find your flow, follow your breath. So we'll do our second side. Before we do there, let's do a little interlude. We have a guest from Paris. Not really, Paris, Idaho, maybe.
Paris.
Originally from Paris.
Taline.
And Vichy. Her mom's here also, from Vichy, France. So yeah, so either hanging out here, you might choose a child's pose at home, just taking care of yourself for the purposes of this class in this space. When Kathy's done with her child's pose, I'll do a plank, but feel free to stay there. Finding her plank, you can take a rest. We always want to have effort. We also want to have ease, and both are great, great places to work. So, and then somewhere between the two is also a good place to work. Not too hard, not too easy. Just anyway, in the plank pose, connecting head, hips, and heels, finding that line of strength running through the center of herself. Shoulders super, super engaged. Despite all that work, still finding an easeful quality to the breath. Long, smooth breaths in. Equally long, smooth breaths out. All right, I can see some shake. It's probably time to come out. Long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, navel to spine. As you lift the hips high, you want to take a quick break before the second side, or are you good? You're good? Feet together, left leg high. High in the right toes. Yes, you want to feel
Right toes or left toes?
So, left leg high, right leg high, sorry.
Oh.
Right leg high, high on the left toes. There you go. Three-legged dog. Stretching out Achilles tendon and calf as we lift that heel high.
Sorry.
It's all good. Left knee to left elbow, maybe tap it, maybe not. And then back up. Now bringing left to right, maybe tap it, maybe not. And inhale it up. Now bringing that knee center in, holding for the inhale, and then squeezing everything tight, tight, tight as we step that left foot forward, spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead for Warrior One. In Warrior One, I'll invite you to bring hands back to the hips, keeping weight on your front foot. This is an opportunity to adjust your stance, either shorter or longer. Most of us go short. I always go short. Let me adjust the camera. Good call. Yeah, we're pretty good. But yeah, you definitely want to keep your center frame. Awesome. With our hands on our hips, we can adjust. We can steer those hips front. They're not going to get there, but you want to feel that energetic action. Front hip back, back hip front. Thumbs find the shoulders, elbows wide to the side. We can steer those shoulders front. And then circling one shoulder front and then the other. Warming up our upper back. Great way to do this with one leg forward, one leg back. We've stabilized the low back. And then taking those circles the other way. Now re-steering those shoulders front and center and letting them relax onto our ribs. Finding a clasp with the fingers behind the back of the head. Now finding the unfamiliar clasp as you walk the fingers one over. Now pressing the head hard into the hands, open heart, open throat, elbows wide to the side. Keeping that width as you stretch your hands high. From here with the breath, gathering up the flow, breathing in. Breathing out, cactus arms, 8 times. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale with the breath. Last 2. Last 1. Breathing in. Breathing out and holding warrior 1 legs with cactus arms. The elbows move back, the hands come with, rippling those fingers as we keep our hands simple. Keep it moving. What's that old saying? A rolling stone gathers no moss. We don't want to have any moss. All right. From here, moving towards our flamingo, hands find the hips as we spin the back heel up. Big step in, or a couple of steps, or a slide. And then lifting that right thigh high as we point the toe. So you should be, right thigh should be up, left leg should be your standing leg, just so you know.
I think we did it the other way.
No,
because I was on the other side.
You're doing the exact same thing. So you want to ground down, so definitely want to make sure you do your second side. Left leg's your standing leg, right leg is up.
But I swear to God, like last time it was this leg that I was doing.
No, because we did the ear shoulder thing and it was on this side here, I remember.
No, well, anyway.
Okay, so anyway, I'm going to cue this way. So your left leg should be your standing leg.
Okay.
Your right leg should be high.
I saw your bones.
Huh? Okay. So now we do the posture check.
Okay.
Ear over shoulder. Ear and shoulder over hip. Ear, shoulder, hip over heel. From here, moving towards our warrior 3, we're going to flex
Oh, you're
the
right.
foot.
Okay. That sounds good.
We're going to start to pitch the body forward as we lengthen through that leg.
That's right.
Either keeping hands on hips or hands find the heart. Maybe challenging your balance. So just sweep those hands out to the side and then in front. And looking through a large glass ball.
I think that's why I was confused when we started this sequence.
I'm not sure. Anyway, so I always do, just so you know, I always do right first and then left second.
Okay.
So in the first sequence, as you balance, we can discuss this.
No worries.
The left leg goes high, and then we step it. Now I'm getting it. All right, as we look to those hands, again, reaffirming your intention. Intention can be all kinds of things.
Mine's forgiveness.
Forgiveness, left, right, whatever. From here, hands come back to the hips. We can come back to the flamingo. If you have to tap down, no big deal. Don't be too anxious about it.
Just so you know, I've always struggled with my left and right.
And then we're going to take a little bow to the knee, so we're having belly energy as we lengthen through the leg. We're not dropping the thigh. Could you lift that thigh up a little higher? Now we're going to flex the foot as we sweep it on through. Back to our warrior 1 with our hands on our hips. So we got left foot front, right foot back, right? Okay. We're going to steer warrior 1 hips into warrior 2 hips. We're going to kick the back foot in to narrow the stance. And then finding one long arm, looking out past those front fingers with a mixture of effort and ease. Again, I'll allow you to reaffirm that intention. From here, painting rainbows, straightening the front leg without locking the knee, inhaling, exhaling warrior 2. Let's do that 8 times. Breathing in, and breathing out. And if it's too big, go smaller. And if it's small, could you go bigger? Just feeling your body, feeling the flow. No rights, no wrongs. It's about movement. What's the famous jazz piano? No wrong notes.
Jingo?
No, I think it was, I forget. And a couple more times. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, and then we'll hold. This is called reverse warrior. Reaching up higher, reaching down further, finding more space between each rib. Breathing into that space. Also mimicking those ribs with our fingers as we spread our fingers wide. Could you spread those fingers wider? From our reverse warrior back to warrior two. Finding our rainbow warrior, finding that other clasp of the fingers behind the back, shoulder blades back and down initially, open heart, open throat, and then taking a deep dive inside the front leg. Relaxed neck, heavy head, letting those shoulders slide off the ribs and down towards the floor. As we hold the rainbow warrior, a little swing, a little sway, inviting any tension in the neck and shoulders to drain down into the earth. In our rainbow warrior, a strong tuck of the chin as we bring it on up, stretching out the back of our neck. And then back to our warrior two. Again, maybe reaffirming that intention as you look past those front fingers with that steady yet relaxed gaze. Moving towards our triangle, thumb and forefinger finds crease of hip and base of rib, deepening that crease, lengthening those ribs. And then grounding bottom hand down, thumb in line with shin bone as we wrap the calf. Some of you all will grab the big toe. Some of you all may work inside or outside the foot. I like to raise the floor just to balance the up energy with the down energy with the up energy. So we feel that connection to earth and sky. Top hand can rotate those ribs. Opening up shoulders, stretching hand high. Choosing either to look down, off to the side, or up to the sky. Wherever you choose to look, reaffirming that intention. As we hold the shape, with every breath in, gathering energy in your belly center. With every breath out from that center, finding expansion in the shape from the inside out, connecting with the pulsation of your breath. Moving towards the half moon, top hand finds the hip. We soften the front knee. Big step bend. With or without a brick, we'll set our base. I'll adjust the camera here, just so you see that beautiful half moon. Once we have hand and foot, the back foot gets light. That back foot is flexed. Once we have the float, we can rotate our ribs. Opening up shoulder, stretching hand high to the sky. Again, breathing into your center. And from that center, with every exhalation, finding more amplitude in the shape. Either working a long back leg or choosing to bend the leg to catch the foot. And then once you have that foot, kicking the foot into the hand to deepen back hard. Either looking down, off to the side, or up to the sky. Awesome. Such a beautiful Ardha Chandra Chapasana. Releasing that back foot, all hands find all hips as we soften the front knee for a big step back. Once 2 feet are down, wait to have 2 feet down and then you'll shift away. It's a safer way to work. You'll come back up to your warrior two. Looking past those front fingers with that mixture of effort and ease. I'll invite you to reaffirm that intention. From our warrior two, a big windmill of the arms as we stretch out our shoulders for low lunge. One last time this morning. Back to down dog as you will. And if you have already, awesome. If you haven't, I'll invite you to land the knees lightly as we find a child's pose with a stack of soft fists, letting your forehead rest on those fists as we gently rock our hips from side to side. Now switching the stack of the fists, keep rocking from side to side. Welcome, Amy. Amy, we have two Amys today. Another Amy. From this place, I'll invite you to bring your feet off to the unfamiliar side as we examine our patterns of movement. And coming to the top of our mat, as we find two long arms in front, two long legs in front, and a long, tall spine. From here, roll down. Let's do a couple roll downs, or 3 roll downs. Tucking tail and shin, C-spine as we roll it on down.
I think I may. Well, no, it's not.
Inhale, full body stretch, long spine, the low back lifts. Now pressing your back into the mat, imprinting the spine, staying grounded through the heels as you roll yourself back up. Take a breath to find tall spine. Exhale, C-spine as you roll it on down. Slow, slow, slow. Inhale, long spine, the low back lifts. On the exhale, lifting the head to tuck the chin, imprinting the spine as you roll it on up. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, C-spine. Inhale, long spine, the low back lifts. One more here. Imprinting the spine as you roll yourself up. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, C-spine. Last one here as we roll ourselves down. Inhale, long spine, the low back lifts. And then I'll invite you to press your back into the mat as you walk 2 feet in. Keep the back of the head down. Fingers on either side of the navel for a big breath. In through the nose. Letting it spill out through the mouth. Breath in through the nose. Letting it slip out through pursed lips. So you actually want to do that. And then breathing in and out through your nose. Now pressing your back into the mat as you draw 2 knees in, hands cap the knees. And then releasing and relaxing your back as you circle your circle. And then taking those sacrum circles the other way. And then back to center. Long through one leg, and then long through the other. As we find our Shavasana. Arms out to the side, the palms face up. Scooting the head back as you flatten your shoulders. Tip of the tongue neutral in your mouth. A slight part to your lips, but still breathing in and out through your nose. As we hold our Shavasana, initially watching your breath, but as we hold the shape, even letting that focus on your breath soften as we bring our senses inside. And we won't be here too long. At home, of course, feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. One of my teachers says 20 minutes minimum. For the purposes of this class, I'm going to ring these yoga bells 3 times. Moving mind before body. I'll invite you to bring your attention to your breath, watching as it flows in and out, like watching clouds drift by in the sky. Now shaping your breath as we move away from that even breath, finding a long, smooth breath in, followed by an even longer, slower breath out, finding a more easeful breath with longer, slower exhalations. Keeping this more even breath, or more relaxing, easeful breath. Inviting flow into your body with a gentle ripple of fingers and toes. Inviting that flow in towards center as we gently circle our wrists and our ankles. Adding a little shimmy of the shoulders, a little shake of the hips, whatever feels right and good for you. Connecting with your own innate sense of well-being. Now pressing your back into the mat to support the action of the legs. As we draw one knee in, the other knee follows. Hands cap the knees. Now using your thighs to massage your low belly as you lift and lower the hips. An awesome pose for digestion as we digest the fruits of our practice. Keeping the neck relaxed, reaching back with a hand to lift and tuck the chin. Chin stays tucked, the hand comes back to the knee or the shin. You could also catch the back of the thighs as we rock ourselves forward to back, back to front, massaging our spines. And then a little momentum, a little core engagement as we rock on up to find a cross-legged sit. I'll ask you to face camera. As we sit, grounded down through both sits bones, hands find the knees. Pulling back with the hands to settle the shoulders back and down onto the back. Pushing into those sits bones to lift the kidneys in and up, finding a little more space in our low back. Long through all sides of the neck with a soft tuck of the chin. I'll allow you to bring one hand onto the heart, the other hand on top. Ending our practice listening and feeling as our breath flows in and out. From this place of breath awareness, I invite you to bow as you thank yourself for practicing yoga and as we offer our practice out to each other and to the world. The light within me honors and respects the light within you. And in this light, we are one. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you all for practicing with us.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kathy, for practicing with me.
Thank you, Mark.
And we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Have a nice day.
Have